All right, so here I'm going to talk about what we've been doing at ECSC to try and scale field-based learning opportunities to first-year students in this way that we used to only offer for upper division students. And I don't think I need to convince this audience, but why field experiences? There's been a lot of research at ECSC suggesting these things can be hugely effective. They narrow demographic achievement gaps, they increase graduation rates and GPAs. This is research led by Roxanne Beltran on our very own students. From folks in the education department, we know that engaging in science practices increases STEM motivation, identity, and achievement. And we are starting to build an understanding that inclusive, equity-minded field courses can propel inclusion and persistence and excellence in ecology, evolutionary biology, and conservation. But as I mentioned on the panel, this can go both ways. A really poorly designed field experience can also put up a huge barrier and turn people away from the field who we need in this field and might otherwise thrive in this field. So work led by a PhD student, Roxanne Beltran and Erica Zavaleta, they sort of honed in on these 5 I's. Right? Inclusion and immersion are design characteristics that can help reduce prior experience gaps and prior educational privilege. You get people outside into a new environment. And it's amazing getting outside the classroom really levels the playing field for students and helps students build confidence and agency. Working in teams promotes a culture of collaboration over competition. So almost all work is done in small groups in these projects. Iteration helps students make their gains visible. They engage in multiple research projects throughout the quarter, and that way they see their growth as scientists. And then this is really important. Having inquiry-led projects where students choose the direction helps build their self-concept of scientists. So what is 20F? We've been trying to teach an intro-level course. It's 2 credits. There's no prerequisites. It's a small class with no cost to students. We're trying to reduce as many barriers as possible. They get some basic training in natural history and experimental design, and then they do 2 field research projects. So it starts where students go into the field. They practice some natural history. They might, in a small group, identify some ecological patterns. They have some time with some basic tools to think about, gosh, how would we go measure that in a couple of hours? They go out, they invent their own methods, they go do the measuring, they come back, they make a poster where they test their hypothesis using graphical methods, and then they give their research talk to their peers all in one day. So for the first time in many of these students' careers, they are the scientists from start to finish, as opposed to like following a recipe book in a lab. So how's it going? Students are really enjoying this. They find it engaging because they're always the ones working with it and exploring the principles. They have opportunities to practice new skills and redeploy them and reflect on how it's working. Looking ahead, I just wanted to talk about some of the challenges we've had and the ongoing research questions we have about their experiences. So there's a group of researchers studying the impact of the number of overnight trips. Do you need to go camping more than once to have this sense of belonging in the field? So we have a group of researchers working on that. And then we also have an iteration of the course where we're doing an early scuba experience, like a discovery scuba in a pool, to see if that actually changes the number of people who engage in the scientific diving program down the road and marine science paths. If it's not clear, like our goal behind this is a really sort of targeted early equity intervention to increase a sense of belonging and diversity in our field. The challenges are often about scaling. There's just the staff needs, the safety challenges, managing risk of bringing 20 first-year students out to a reserve for a weekend. Those grow. And I don't have that poster with me, so thanks. 4 minutes, right?
3 minutes and 50 seconds.